Hi Year 2, hope you're okay. This is our maths lesson today, and I just want us to have a look at what you did last week on Friday. So we had a look here, didn't we, at these sentences to match pictures. So what you needed to do was you needed to look at each of these pots of pencils and fill in these boxes here. So what we needed to, I gave you the answer sheet, but I just want to run over this first part here before we move on to the next lesson. So you had how many lots of, so that can mean also how many groups of. So we could say lots of or groups of. So how many lots did we have here? How many pots of pencils did we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would put a 4 here, wouldn't we? So I might write it on my whiteboard now. I've got 4 lots of, I've got 4 lots of, how many are in each pencil pot? Let me check how many are in each one. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 in that one. 1, 2, 3. 3 in that one. 1, 2, 3. 3 in that one. 1, 2, 3. 3 in that one. So I know I've got 4 equal groups, and each group has 3 inside of it, doesn't it? So I've got 4 lots of 3. Can you see that? 4 lots of 3 equals, and this is why we need to be practicing our 3 times table as well now. I'm just going to close this door because it's a little bit loud. We need to be practicing our 3 times table as well, because we need that in year 2. We need our 3 times table and our 2 times table, our 5s and our 10s, okay? So with 4 lots of 3 equals, well, what I might do is I could count in 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12. But if I don't feel confident with that, I could maybe go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know I've got 12. So we've got 4 lots of 3 equals 12. I could also write that as a multiplication sentence, and that would be 4, because remember what I said the other day, that lots of, the symbol that represents when we say lots of is this. It's times, and you might hear that called multiplied as well. And it means lots of or groups of. 4 lots of, also times, 3 equals 12. Okay, just wanted to do that as a quick recap and just to give you some more information on that. But I also want to look at our next lesson now, okay, which is lesson 3, and it is this one in your work pack, and it's how to be using arrays. So before we do that, I want to have a little conversation about what an array is, because I think we need to know that. We've spoken about it before, but I just want to have a recap, and you've done some lessons on this already, but I think we should go over it again. So let me find here. An array is a way of representing multiplication facts in a diagram or picture. So this picture is an array, and it's an array of apples. And what it's doing here is it's got an apple in each box, hasn't it? But it's represented, we could have that here as 2, because we've got 2 rows, haven't we, down here? We could have it as 2 rows, and in each row there is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could have it as 2 times 4, because we've got 2 rows, and in each row is 4. Or we could have it as 4 times 2, because we could say we've got 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there are 2 rows of apples and there are 4 apples in each row. There are 4 columns of apples and 2 apples in each column. So the array shows this multiplication sentence, doesn't it? So I've got, let's go with the 2 rows first. I've got 2, and I'm going to write lots of, and how many apples have I got in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 2 lots of 4, and it equals, I'm going to check here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I've got 8. Should we try it the other way around? Let's write it as a multiplication sentence underneath. 2 times 4 equals 8. Let's do the other way around. So if we were doing it as 4 columns, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that's our rows there. 4 lots of 2 equals, let's check that, and we can count in 2, so I'm going to count in 2s for this. 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 8. And I'm going to write that as a multiplication sentence now. So I'm going to write 4, and I'm going to write the times here because that means lots of 2 equals 8, doesn't it? And can you remember that multiplication here is commutative, and that means that it doesn't matter which way around the numbers are in this multiplication sentence, the answer will always equal the same. So that is commutative. It doesn't matter which way around they are, it will always equal the same, because 2 times 4 is 8, and then we've reversed it, haven't we, and put 4 times 2 is also 8. So it doesn't matter which way around these go. It's commutative, isn't it? Can you remember when we were doing addition and then we were adding out and we said that that was commutative too? It didn't matter what order the addition sentence, it always gave us the same answer, didn't it, at the end? So let's have a look at this one here as well. Here is an array to show a multiplication fact. So we've got 3 rows of sweets, haven't we? We could say 1, 2, 3. And let's have a look at how many we've got in each row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 in each row, and we have got 3 rows, haven't we? So you could pause this video now and have a go at writing that, couldn't you? And I'm going to write it as well. So you have a go at writing. Oh, I need to go further up though so you can't see the sentence. So see if you can come up with now a multiplication sentence to match that array. So we've got 3 rows. So I might have 3 as my first part, because I've got 3 groups of 3 rows. Okay, have you had a go at that yet then? So we started off with 3, didn't we, for our 3 groups of, and how many were in each group? That's right, 5, isn't there? There's 5 in each group, so I might write 3 lots of 5. 3 lots of 5. And I might also write that as 3 times 5. And we can count in 5s, can't we? We know how to count in 5s, so we can go 5, 10, 15. Right, we've got 15. Now, if this was commutative, what else could we do? So if we were going to, we could change it round, couldn't we? So we could have 5 times 3 equals. And we know that that must also be 15 because it's just changed the order, hasn't it? So it must be the same. 5 times 3 is 15, and 3 times 5 is also 15. But this array represents that as well. So it represents what's in a picture as well. Okay. So, oh, it says it here, top tip. Remember, multiplication is commutative. So 4 times 3 is the same as 3 times 4. 4 lots of 3 is the same as 3 lots of 4. Okay. Let's have a look at now your work for today. Okay. So you have got here, how many pairs are there? So we could go with, this is an array, but it's, can you see they're in rows? There's no lines in between. If you wanted to put lines in between to make it like a grid, if that would help you, then you can do that as well, okay? But we've got here, we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 rows. So we could have 3 groups. So I think this might be the same as with the one we've just done, actually. Have a go at this first question, okay? So the first part is, we're just going to look at that picture quickly. So we've got 1, 2, 3 groups. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each group, don't we? So remember what we did last week. You can write it as an addition sentence. So that's adding each of the groups together, okay? So we'd have, I'll let you have a go at that, and then we'll come back to it, okay? So you have a go, and then Mrs. Cockram will come back to that. So pause this video and do all of question 1, okay, first, and then I will go through all of question 1 with you and then leave you to get on with the rest of this sheet, okay? Okay, so let's go through this together. So for our addition sentence, we've got in here, haven't we? We know we've got 5 in each row, so we could have here 5, add 5, add 5, okay? I'm going to write equals, I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. So I know that 15 has got 1 10 and 5 ones. It looks like that. 15, 1 and a 5. So how could I write that now as a multiplication sentence? So I know I've got 3 groups. So I'm going to have 3 here because I know that means groups of. And I know that I have got 5 in each of my groups. So I'm going to put a 5 there because I've got 5 in each group, don't I? And I know that 5, 10, 15 is 3 groups of 5. So I'm going to put a 15 there. So I know that this sentence here must be 15. There are 15 pairs. So I'm going to write 15 there. Amazing. Well done. I hope you all got that. And if not, you can pause it, rewind the video, and keep going over it, okay? So I'm going to let you get on with number 2 by yourself. So if you want to pause the video there and get on with number 2, and then I'm going to talk you through number 3, okay? And then I'm going to let you get on with the rest of it by yourself, okay? So pause it here, and while you get on with number 2, and then Mrs. Cockram's going to talk you through number 3, okay? So the first thing I've done for this question 3 is I've put a little grid around it, okay? Because that's going to help me. It makes it a little bit clearer for me for when I'm counting this. Okay, so our question 3 wants us to write 2 additions and 2 multiplications. So we know that our addition symbol is this, and we're adding them all together. And our multiplication symbol is this, which means we are grouping them together. And we are saying how many lots of them we are. We're multiplying them. We're adding them and we're multiplying them, okay? So the first part of this question says, write 2 additions and 2 multiplications for this array, okay? So we've got to write 2 additions. So let's have a look at one addition. So we could have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could have 4, add 4, add 4. So we could have 4, add 4, add 4. We could also have we could go down, couldn't we? We could have 3, add 3, add 3, add 3. 3, add 3, add 3, add 3. I'm just going to have to fill this in quickly for you because the time's running out. It cuts off after 15 minutes. I might have to do another video. If this cuts off, I'll do another one, okay, to keep going through it with you. So we've got 4, add 4, add 4 equals 12. I've added them up quickly. And then we can do 3, add 3, add 3, add 3 is 12. What do we notice here? Well done. They are both the same answers. It doesn't matter what order, it's the same